Tough in, mate.
Hello.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Ottr Works podcast. We are Ottr Works.
We are indeed. I'm Joss Henderson, Junior Creative.
I'm Ben Lawton, Business Director.
And I'm Dan Pettit, Creative Director. And this podcast is very, very mixed in what we talk about. What do we talk about?
Everything.
Everything. Like what?
Everything and anything. Yeah.
If you can think it, we'll speak it, then we'll say it.
Yeah, sometimes we have guests on.
If you like it, let us know, and if you don't,
Don't let us know. Nice. High fives, anyone?
High fives.
Woo!
Enjoy this podcast.
Something good to try.
My mic wasn't recording.
Okay. So little birdie tells me that certain someone has something to bring in today.
Ooh.
Not you, Dan, before you get worried. Joss?
I thought it was me.
No?
It's me. Shock.
What did you bring?
Shock and horror.
Well, I thought it'd be. I had this lying around, and I thought it'd be quite nice to try on the podcast. Any guesses to what it is?
You say try it on. Is it a hat or a pair of glasses or something?
Any guesses, Daniel?
Is it clothes?
No.
Is
Clothes?
it an accessory?
Is it closed?
Clothes?
Clothes. Is it chilies?
Fuck you.
Some
No.
sweet chilies.
No, that would have been good though, wouldn't it?
Bit of a curveball for the podcast.
Do we eat it?
Yes.
Oh,
Is it
fuck.
vegan?
Yes.
Language, Benjamin.
I didn't think about something as edible. So is it edible clothes?
Is it edibles?
No, neither of those. It is edible and it is vegan.
I reckon chocolate. Oh, he's got his tote bag as he goes into his sack like Santa Claus
is
on the
so
24th.
I want some last guesses.
Chocolate.
Mints,
It's a
chewing
form
gum.
of chocolate.
What kind of what are we talking? I need more information.
Vegan.
It's the Lint one, the Galaxy one,
No.
the Cadbury one,
Is it a Pippin
No.
donut?
the Bourneville one.
No. Oh,
Sorry,
Dan
got excited then.
It is Bourneville
Oh,
with
Jamaica.
with rum,
Am I going to get drunk when I eat this?
possibly. Showing it to the camera. It's Old Jamaica Bourneville.
You probably just screwed the focus there. Is Joss in focus now?
I think so. Yeah.
like it.
Okay, that's good.
So I have
That's
actually.
actually Cadbury's.
It is actually Cadbury's.
Where'd you buy this from?
So
This is OG. This.
it's there was a selection box where you could get 4 different bars of Bourneville. There's an orange Bourneville,
Oh, but that's good, Dan.
standard Bourneville, an old packaged Bourneville, so the classic, very nice, and then this.
Old Jamaica.
Do you reckon this used to be a product they used to sell?
I think it must have been, yeah.
I wonder when it was around. Like when, obviously, we're looking at the kind of not the pirate days, but the old shipping days. Maybe in Bristol when they had the shipping lanes open.
Should we have a Google?
Go on then, old Jamaica. Maybe they were taking it. Well, they were probably bringing the cocoa beans back from Jamaica.
Go on, you boys crack it
Can
open.
I taste it now?
Yeah, have a try.
Shall I open it?
Yeah. You've got the biggest fingers.
All right. I'll just break it up.
Yeah.
Broken it.
Very nice.
First
Have a
of all,
try.
Are you a fan of rum and raisin chocolate?
Don't know yet.
Very rummy off from
It's
the top.
very strong.
That's very rummy.
It's really strong.
I'm not sure if I like it or not. I think I do, but I don't.
I didn't, and I love Bourneville.
Dan? It's weird, isn't it?
I've never really been a massive fan of rum and raisin.
No.
My initial thoughts are, I don't like it. But the longer it's in my mouth, the longer I want it to stay there.
Yeah.
I mean, Dan
get that sometimes.
just reached for more. So did Ben. So it was released in 1970,
So gross.
and it was on the shelves for 10 years, and now it's limited edition in boxes like the one I bought.
So was this made 40 years ago?
No,
They remade it.
originally, and now it's limited edition. You
So
can't
that's
just.
something you tell me after I eat it.
So what are your thoughts? Not massive fans.
Really glad I tried
you-
it. Don't
you-
know if I'll ever choose it.
Your eating sounds absolutely disgusting, by the way.
Please stop. Like,
Sorry.
people hate that.
Sorry.
Gross bastard.
Disgusting.
You can just turn his mic off, right?
I will.
I quite liked it, to be honest.
Good.
At first, I was like, not really me, but on second try, I enjoyed
Maybe
it.
I'll give it another try. I did only try the one square last week.
I said chocolate and I said Bourneville. I was close.
Yeah.
It does go quite well with the coffee though.
Does it?
Are you a rum fan? Anyway.
Spiced rum and coke is my go-to. I'm way too drunk to have any more beer or wine or anything else. So
Yeah.
my rum and coke is my night where I'm gonna get pretty drunk, but I don't want to fork out on cocktails. I'd go for a spiced rum and coke.
Yeah.
If not, I could quite happily sit there and do espresso martinis all night. But that's like £40 rounds, and that's not what I'm about.
No.
Not yet, at least.
Absolutely not.
That's grown on me since the last time I had it.
There we go.
I like it.
Deal changer.
Wow.
What's your favourite rum? Spiced? Dark? Normal?
Captain Morgan Spice, but I don't really know. They have got a nice one at the Optimist, haven't they? Do you remember what it's called?
500 Cuts by Brewdog.
No, not that one.
Plantation.
Nope.
The is it the chocolate soup? The chocolate one.
Nope.
Do you like Kraken?
It's all right.
I prefer Kraken to Captain Morgan.
I don't know then.
Okay.
Dead Man's Fingers. That's
No,
a good one.
No. It's one Eddie serves me every time. It's really nice.
Oh.
Don't know.
No idea.
Ellie, if you're listening, could you let us know?
When I went to Barcelona, they don't really do shot measurements for your rum. So if you ask for a rum and coke, you get half a glass of rum and half a glass of coke, which is, as you'll know, Ben, a heck of a lot of rum.
Yeah.
But it's very good.
I
Very,
saw
very
a post of this bar in Africa, and it was a certain price for rum and coke.
Mm.
But if you had a double, it was cheaper. If you had a triple, it was cheaper. If you had a quadruple, it was cheaper because coke was more expensive than rum.
Wow.
That's
So the
insane.
more coke you had in your rum, the more expensive the drink was.
It's quite easy to make. Well, to spice rum yourself.
Is it?
Like all you have to do really is just buy the pure rum itself, so white rum or dark rum, and then just put the cinnamon in or the nutmeg and stuff like that. Nutmeg maybe. I
I
don't
have
know.
no idea.
I don't actually know what's in rum.
It'd be quite cool to make it.
That'd be cool.
What alcohol
You
would
can
you like?
also make vodka from potatoes. That's what it's
Can
made
you?
from.
Yeah.
And you can also make gin from vodka.
Wow. You're a fountain of knowledge, young
Yeah.
Daniel.
Is there anything you don't know?
Uh,
That's a paradox, isn't it, really? Because whatever you say,
If you
yes.
say, yeah.
Well, there we go.
Did
you bring?
this is the most top level conversation
No.
we've ever had. There's no depth to it whatsoever.
I'm just trying to think more about it, but I just can't.
It's hard when someone puts like a complicated question to you on a podcast because it's like you want to think and talk about it, but you also don't want to go silent. It's like being on the radio and someone asks you something and you like don't want to go quiet and be like, hold on, let me think about that for 15 seconds.
Radio silence is the worst.
Yes.
Agreed.
Thanks. So how's your week been? Have you brought any topics this week? I don't really care about your week. What topics have you brought?
My topics actually are workplace bullying.
Nice.
Nice. Very nice.
They're not really. No, as you can probably tell, I have not prepared any topics this week. I like to go
Is
in.
that fourth week in a row?
I like to go in with a frenzy of, well, I do have one topic, but it's kind of my trump card. Was what happened on the weekend, but we'll get to that. Let's start
That's
with.
not a topic. No, let's start with Dan's topics. Is that what you're going to say?
No, I said
Okay,
what
fair
happened on the
enough.
weekend.
Oh, my weekend? Not
no,
much.
my
really.
weekend.
Are we talking about you
Are
still?
were you listening to what I said?
You two
Sorry,
are awful.
Carry on, please. Sorry for disturbing you.
So what topics did you bring?
I didn't bring any because I bring them all the time.
What did you bring last week?
I can't remember.
Before that?
So many of them.
There's just too many to list, isn't there?
I think the only one you've ever brought was what animal would you want to be?
I'm not even getting into this, mate.
Do you think the next time you buy a car, you're going to get an electric car?
Yes.
Dan?
Probably, yeah. I think so. Although I don't really want to. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe not. Nah, probably not. There's a few more cars I'd like to have before I go electric, I think.
Well, I think the good thing is a lot of manufacturers now are making electric versions of cars, which is quite nice. So
What cars do you want to buy
Yeah,
before you get an
what
electric
cars
car?
are
Is
there?
it the A7? I really like those
Audi
cars.
A7?
Yeah.
I reckon they'll go electric
You
soon.
think you'll go from the Polo to an Audi A7?
Yeah. Business down. And then from that I'll go RS7. That's sport down.
But like, look at like a Tesla, like that's, and an A7. They're similar shape, similar size. I reckon they could go electric relatively soon.
Maybe.
Price-wise
I
as
don't-
well. It's
yeah.
like massively different.
Would you get a
Let's
Tesla?
be honest, Dan. You're not going to buy an Audi A7 anytime soon.
Well, no, but if I had the money, and I was thinking, do I go electric? Do I pay all that money on electric, or do I just get another car that I quite like to have?
So you
Then
wouldn't
maybe
want a
I'll just get
Tesla?
that. not in a massive rush for it. No.
If you had the money right now, you were in the market for a new car, and you've got like 75 grand to spend, Tesla would not be an option for you.
No, probably not.
Really? Why?
Just like an Audi A7.
Why?
Because I've liked them for a little while.
So
I've manifested it. It's going to happen.
You're not interested in the electric feel then?
Not
in the way the world's
no.
going.
I just want to fulfill that fantasy of having an A7 one day. I don't know, mate. Cars don't really care.
Is it an A7 or is it the electric engine that you're interested in?
To be fair, the whole topic of cars doesn't really interest me. I just think.
Well, it's coming across that way.
Well, yeah. Okay, let's change the topic then.
No,
Joss.
what car would you go for? You would go Tesla.
Audi A7 probably.
Yeah, fair enough.
Nice.
Well, sorry to.
No, that's okay.
Why don't I don't really want an electric car.
Why don't you bring a topic up and then we'll get halfway through the conversation and I'll say I find this really boring.
I didn't say that. I said that the whole topic of cars. Like, I'm not a massive car person, so I don't have that desire to have an electric car or have this car. I know that I've always liked the A7, so maybe that's why I would go for that.
Fair enough.
Fair enough, Dan.
Sorry for being a savage.
That's all right.
It's fine. We're used to it now.
So, Joss, what car would you get? Let's talk about your car.
Well, I'm just excited for like 5-10 years time when Tesla make like a nice hatchback, and it's not 40 grand. It's like reasonable. I think that'll be good. So a future electric car is my answer. No, I've been looking recently to like pay off my Fiesta, and then maybe get like a Renault Zoe because you can get them similar price to what my Fiesta is, and they get like 150 mile range.
How much are they?
About 7.
Really?
7-8 grand.
Are they purely electric?
Used. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. I mean, brand new. The new Zoes are like 24 grand, but you can get like a 2016 model second hand for about 7-8 grand, or Nissan Leafs.
Nice.
I'd buy an i3.
Would you?
I think so.
What's an
The
i3?
cute little
The
BMWs.
small BMW one.
Oh right, yeah.
They're nice. They are nice. But then it's you're paying for BMW, aren't you?
What about the i8?
Too much money.
But you had the money. So say
Nah.
you put that question on that you put on me on you that you're in the market for a car. You've got 75 grand.
I don't think
What
it's.
would it be?
I don't think it's fast. An i8 isn't fast enough to match the money you spend on it.
Really?
Yeah, it's not fast.
Tesla's too quick, isn't it?
Yeah, I'd probably get a Tesla, or I'd get the new Defender.
Mm-hmm.
Get the electric one that you saw.
Or if, to be fair, if I had 70 grand, I'd probably buy an old 90, and then just put the other 50k into a house.
Do you ever get that? You know, when you ask people questions and you're like, "Oh, what would you do with a lottery?" And they're like, "Is it a lottery?" It's like, "Oh, if someone gave you this car, what would you do with it?" And they're like, "Hannah always does this to me.
Sell
I'll
it."
just sell it. I get the money." I'm like, "No, that's not what I'm asking you. Like, would you keep it? What car would you get?" I know you put that question on me.
And you said it was
I
a boring
struggle to
subject. Yeah. Probably gave us a worse answer than Hannah did.
I know.
Oh, look, someone's carrying a 1 and a 2 balloon. Someone's either 12 or 21. That was your segue to get off the car topic, Dan.
Yes, Dan. What subject would you like?
Do you
to
remember your
discuss?
21st birthday?
Yeah.
I don't.
Okay. Joss.
I'm not 21 yet.
There we go.
Are you not?
No, November, mate.
What date's his birthday?
It's November, isn't it? 11th.
Yeah, mate.
What year?
Is it actually?
Yeah.
Every year.
Good man.
Nice.
When's my birthday?
23rd
Yeah.
of March.
Yeah.
94.
Yeah.
What year?
94.
Every year. When's my birthday, Joss? That's some good guessing. It's kind of like an educated guess, just
it's either the 18th or the 19th of March.
correct.
Is that the 18th?
No,
19th?
19.
Nice.
How was your cycle at the weekend, Ben?
Horrible, mate.
Tell us more.
Well, so I've recently got into cycling,
Have
road
you?
cycling, yes. And I thought I'd take my good friend Dan out, and he could show me some more ropes as it is, you know, break me in slightly to some bigger distances. And before you speak, Dan, I'm just going to lay the ground rules of what I expected of this cycle to be.
Yeah.
So I remember saying to you, Joss, I don't know if you heard this. If you could confirm it, fantastic. If you can't, understandable. I remember saying to Dan, let's go and do like a 50k or something like that. Does that ring any bells to you, Joss? Do you remember me putting a number on it?
I want to say yes.
I want to say yes, probably because it's true. And I remember being upstairs saying, let's do a 50k or something like that. You're like, yeah, okay, I'll plan something. I was like, yeah, you plan it and we'll go and do it.
Just a little one.
And we go out and do near 80k, Dan. And I couldn't feel my legs. And that's not me exaggerating. Literally couldn't feel them.
That's a big distance.
You can talk now.
I gave you options when we were on our way round. I was saying, we can head back now, or we can carry on going out.
We were in
and come
Lechlade, and I
back.
said, let's take the short route home now.
Oh, we did.
We added another 32k onto that route home.
Yeah, I don't think. Well, yeah,
That's not much.
44 plus 32, 76.
it wasn't the shortest route, was it?
No.
GPS and maps and geography has never been my strong suit.
I mean, don't get me wrong, it was fun. It's like taking someone out. It's like taking someone who's never ran before out on a 12k run. You always start with a 5k.
But you grow when you're in the uncomfortable zone.
I was in there too long, mate.
Coming back.
I've grown too much now. I can't go back to where I was.
Did you feel like you achieved something at the end of it, though?
Yeah, I was saying to Amber last night, actually, I think that might be, and this may be a bit sad, that might be my biggest physical feat ever.
Really? Is
That's
it the one
good,
time
mate. That's really good.
you've not hit the wall? Do you reckon you hit the wall? Your legs hit the wall, but then you kind of got
It was
through
really
it.
interesting because fitness-wise, I probably could have gone another 4 hours.
Yeah.
But my legs were just dying. And to the point where I was literally, my tolerance was here and my pain threshold, my pain was here. And it was like, I'd get to the point where I was like, I can sustain it at this point for so long. And after that, I'm going to be like, I can't go any longer. It's just too much pain. And I had to stop and wait for the leg pain to go down and then get back on the bike again. And the pain just comes back almost immediately.
Yeah.
I almost when we went out, I think within the first 10 minutes, we went through Sevenhampton and we were going up this hill and Ben pulled over and I was like, oh fuck, his bike's broke or something, and he just pulled over and with your leg fitting or something like that.
Just shaking, yeah.
Holy shit. Do you think it's because you're pushing so hard, or is it because your legs locked in that position? Just that motion?
No, I think my legs, for some reason, they don't seem to circulate lactic acid very well at the start of exercise. But once I get past that first 15, 20 minutes,
Yeah.
they seem to be good. I don't know if I need to warm up better for cycling, do a 20-second sprint,
Yeah.
and then do some really good stretches, and then I'm kind of good to go.
Yeah.
But it's the same with running. If I go, I always found the first 20 minutes of running horrible, and then once my legs have warmed up and I got in the rhythm of it, I can get to
Yeah.
a point.
Yeah, I agree with
It's
you.
fun though. I'm glad we did it.
Mm.
I want to hit 100k next.
Yeah, I think that's achievable. We could literally do a route like that and just add another, a little village on.
You could do that, I reckon, by the end of October. Easy.
What was your white horse
Or
one?
September.
140k.
Yeah.
I'd like to beat that. How much of that was hills though?
Most of it.
Was just up
It was
and down.
it was called the White Horse Challenge, and it was based around the Ridgeway, so it was always up, down, around that area. It was very hilly.
Did you repeat the laps much, or is it just all one?
No, I
route?
think it was all just one big loop.
That's good.
Yeah.
Sounds horrendous. There's nothing
It was
worse.
horrible.
There's nothing worse when you're on a really long cycle than just a big hill.
The worst event I think that I've done, which isn't one of the bigger ones, it was called the Lungbuster Run, and it was mainly a hilly run, and I thought it was a 15k, but I turned up and it was a 15 mile, and I was not fit enough. I wasn't really fit enough. My legs were blowing so much, and I was so out of breath, and it was mainly hills, and just I remember being so annoyed that I turned up thinking it was 15k, and it's way more in miles. What's 15 miles in kilometers?
22, 23?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's quite a bit more.
It's
Isn't it?
50% more. Yeah.
It's a lot.
That's like turning up for a half marathon and it being near a marathon.
Yeah. You're I'm not really ready for this.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think that was. What's your biggest sporting feat? Do you reckon? Have you ever felt like you've hit the wall in a sport?
No.
No.
It's annoying because whenever I go out for a run, I think the furthest I've ever run is about 13k. But it's because I always do a loop around Swindon, so I then kind of end up near back home, and I'm like, well, I might as well just go home now, because otherwise I'm just avoiding it. So I need to do an event like a half marathon, so I know I can push myself that far, because I think I could do it. And cycling, I feel like I could always go further, but I just got bored, and I never went out of Swindon. During lockdown, I was cycling a lot, doing 40k's, 50k's, but. But I was just going around Swindon. I literally didn't go out of Swindon, so I was just doing laps of Swindon down Queen's Drive and then all the way over to Mannington, but not going out of Swindon.
50k.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Thanks,
How long
mate.
did we do it in yesterday? How long was it?
We were
Duration.
on the bike for 3 hours 45, elapsed 4.5.
It's not long on the bike, really.
Do you not think?
No.
4.5 hours out on the bike. It's a long time, Dan.
Like, it's not much longer to get to 100k though. That's the great thing about it.
How was your bum though?
Yeah, it's a bit sore today.
Bit raw.
Yeah, my gooch is quite sore.
You could do 20k like quick, I reckon.
Yeah.
Under an hour.
We were doing what were we? We were averaging 25 at one bit, weren't we?
Mhm.
I reckon professional cyclists must be in the high 20 range consistently. What do you
Mm.
reckon? Beginners are like 17 to 21,
Yeah.
intermediate 21 to 26, and then pro.
I think
above
if they're
that.
cycling in a group, they're probably up 30s maybe.
Do you think?
Yeah. 'Cause they just cycle through it, don't they? They just get new people on the
Are
front.
they just on
so
the
they're
highest
always
gear,
fresh.
just like going
Yeah.
for it?
Fair enough.
That's mad, isn't it? It's also though, it's like there is a bit of that in life. Like there's like teething problems where you have to get used to certain things. Whereas the last big cycle, I got like 25k round and realised my saddle was like a foot too low, so my hips were fucked. It was just awful. And then
Yeah.
I'd say around 15k into the one we did yesterday, we realised that I was probably on the wrong gear on the front, and I changed it to the higher gear, and it meant I could. Do you know what the word is when you find the right pattern on your cycling? In terms of how what's your RPM, you get into like your correct RPM.
Your cadence.
Yeah, and you have that for each gear, don't you? So you
Yeah.
always want to keep the cadence the same, but different gears.
Right.
I found that's the first time I've been cycling where I found a good cadence, and it was like gear 4 on that when we were heading towards Little Farringdon,
Mhm.
and we were averaging like 26 kilometers an hour. And I was like, this is very comfortable. It was painful. I was like exercising, but like I knew I could maintain that.
That's good.
It wasn't like,
Yeah.
oh god, I could probably do this for another 10 minutes and be out. I reckon I could have kept going for hours, providing it stayed flat-ish. But that was that's taken what 150 kilometers for me to work out what that is and how that is. And I'm sure there's going to be another one in the next big run that I figure out.
Mhm.
Maybe don't brake so hard on the front gear. Have you had any biking accidents?
I think apart from that one that we spoke about, did we speak about that last week? Where I went to Asda
Oh,
and fell
emergency
inside,
services vehicle.
fell inside the water fountains. Straight over the handlebars.
Whoa.
I think we spoke about that last
don't-
week.
no,
last week's podcast.
Just did we?
Did we not?
I don't think so.
Oh right.
Have some more Bourneville.
I was cycling down at Asda Walmart, and you got the water fountains that are outside.
Yeah.
Did we talk about that?
I don't know if that was on the podcast.
Oh, well, either way, they've got like these drainage systems which are like long strips, and my bike. Well, I decided to go into the drainage systems in parallel with them. So my wheel went straight into the groove like this, and then it caught on like a cross thing, and I just went straight over the handlebars.
Did it hurt?
Yeah.
Oh, we did speak about this. Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, I completely forgot we did that.
How did you land? Did you manage to like
No,
roll?
straight at my head. Like
Oh.
I went straight over the handlebars, and then was landed flat on my face.
Oh, that's horrible. I've gone over the handlebars a couple of times, like as a kid, just like being careless, like going over ramps at like the Croft trail, and then like making little ramps when you're out with your friends and just being careless.
I remember learning to ride my bike as a kid.
Mm.
And my dad taught me, and I remember taking the stabilizers off for the first time and learning to ride my bike. I remember going down a hill in Highworth, and I was obviously going too fast, and I used the front brake like way too hard, because I didn't know at that point that you weren't supposed to slam on the front brakes going downhill.
Yeah.
And I just obviously just went over the front of my handlebars, and I was like, oh my god, that was horrible. My dad was like, yeah, don't use the front brakes.
Mhm.
And I look back at that now, and I'm like, Dad, that's something you should have told me before.
Bit
You
like-
know? Yeah. But I don't know if that's like a lesson you're supposed to learn as a kid by doing it the wrong way, by learning it the
Yeah.
hard way.
Yeah.
Because even now, if I use the front brake too hard on my bike, I always think back to that moment, like 20 years on. It's
It's-
still in my head.
It shits you up a bit, doesn't it?
Yeah. And
Scary times.
I always used to be annoyed that like the back brake was my weak hand, so I had to start using like the back brake, the only brake I really wanted to use with my weak hand, and it was just such a pain. I really wanted to, because when you're a kid, like your muscle imbalance between your right and your left is so big, even before you hit puberty. Dan, I see the way
I was
you're
thinking,
looking at me.
why are your hands slightly weaker?
Well, just
why
because
is one weaker than the
just
other?
Because before you start hitting the gym and stuff, you have imbalances and strength from
How
both
young
sides.
are you when you hit the gym?
Oh, I mean, when
7.
I was like 18, 19, I had imbalances between my right and my left, just
Yeah.
because of sport.
I was going to say, it's just like playing sport, isn't it?
Yes,
Doing-
everything I did was always on the right, so it's
I'm
naturally
always
stronger
100.
on both sides.
Yeah, like a character. like muscle straight, 100, 100, 100.
Well, that's what I am now. But I remember when I first started the gym, I had to I could always go way heavier on my right than I could my left.
Yeah.
But I couldn't do 20 on my right, 15 on my left because I'd just be adding to the problem.
Yeah.
So I had to come down to match it. And I thought that's such a weird thing was I'm stronger on one side.
Yeah, I do have that. I have that on like a lunge, like lunges. I think it's like I'm really wobbly on one side as well, and it's like I'm not balanced or something on one side. It's really strange.
I think most people have it to a certain extent,
Yeah.
don't they? Like even the slightest difference, you're like, ooh, that's a bit different.
What was the first gym you joined?
Oh God, the one by the Moonrakers. I forget the industrial estate. What's it called? Just up from the Moonrakers on the way to town centre.
Oh, Next Generation?
Yeah,
Next Gen?
Yeah. What's that industrial estate called?
Kenbury Park.
Kenbury Park. I joined there with my friend Cal. Shout out Callum Long, Henges guy in Swindon probably. And I remember just going, and I think it was a time in my life where I was unemployed for a month because I think I'd left. I think I had a temp job or something, and I'd left, and I think they let us go, and then me and Cal started at Nationwide a month later, but we had 4 or 5 weeks of no work, so we just started going to the gym and game every day. I remember just going and looking back, I didn't really know what the hell we were doing, just using machines and stuff, and that was fun. I remember I used to turn up with trackies and a t-shirt, just looked awful, and didn't know you don't train hard when you're that age. You just lift weights and do 3 sets of 2 exercises expecting to get hench, and it's there's no
Mainly bench press.
Yeah.
No.
It's just chest 3 times a week, 40 kg bench press.
Yeah.
No, never legs, never cardio.
At what point do you reckon you did start to understand how it all worked properly? Were you pretty old, 18, 19? Because I know, for me, I feel like I'm only starting to learn how to properly do everything now. A bit like you. I remember joining the gym, having no clue what I was doing, just turning up, just lifting stuff, thinking, "Oh, this is right."
Yeah.
But obviously, the
This
way
hurts.
that you do it was completely wrong.
Yeah.
But just looking at it, thinking, "Oh, that's how he does it. I must do it like that too."
I think that's a dangerous thing with gyms as well. You might watch someone who's form and they're doing everything completely wrong, and then you're like, oh, that's how I should do it as well. And it's because I know I've got some friends now that I not being big-headed or a dick about it, but I'm you're literally not working your muscles at all. But they're just watching other people that are curling 26 kilogram dumbbells, and they're like, oh, I can do that if I lift it from the
Swing
ground
it,
and
yeah.
swing. It's you're not doing anything.
That's the easiest thing, though, isn't it? When you go to the gym and you see someone else who's smaller than you picking up way more, and you're
Yeah.
oh, if he can do that, I can do that. And then you pick it up and you're like, oh, fuck, this is
It's
really
such
heavy.
a status thing, though, isn't
Yeah,
it?
it's ego lifting.
Yeah, so ego.
There's no gains from that.
I would much rather feel better and look better, obviously, than be oh, I can hit this number, which sounds so obvious, but no, I don't know how old I was. I started going to the gym probably properly a few times a week when I was about 17, I reckon. Went to the one at Brew Manor at the golf course because they had a little gym there with my friends.
It's mad that wasn't that long ago that you joined the gym.
No, I know.
Being 20 years.
It feels like a lifetime ago
What were
now.
you doing before you were 21? What were you doing at 20? At Joss's age? At ripe young
I don't
age?
know, what were you? When did you leave college? Last year.
No, year before.
And that was so you did 2 years at sixth form.
Yeah, so I left in 2018. Summer 2018.
You left school in 2018?
Yeah. Sixth form.
Right.
So you did
So you left school in 2014?
16.
16.
2016?
Yeah.
2 years.
Got my maths then.
Well, I did an extra 2 years of college. So I did 4 years at college in the end.
You are very educated though.
No, not really.
What about you then?
We just do colours.
When did I join college?
No, what were you doing at my age?
Smoking weed, probably. Just doing stuff that I wasn't supposed to be doing. Well, just...
Like any other 20-year-old?
Yeah, just every 20-year-old, no ambition, just living for the weekend in a job that I didn't really like, didn't like the people there, didn't really know what I wanted to do, didn't have any inspiration from anyone. I don't want to say I had no guidance, because my parents have always been good in that department for me, but they've also kind of just let me get on with it. They haven't said, you should go to uni and become a doctor or do this or do that because it's good for you. It's they've just kind of let me choose my own
Absolutely.
path, which I think is dangerous, but also...
It's probably one of the best things you can do as a parent as well.
Yeah, they've just always supported me, I guess. What was the question?
What were you doing at the age of 20?
20. Yeah, just being stupid. Being a stupid little kid. Thinking I knew the world, thinking the world knew me, thinking I own the world. And just living my life to the absolute max.
Maximum potential.
What was your
Nice.
first car?
I don't want to talk about cars, mate. Don't really find it
Fucking
very
boring,
interesting.
Dan. What the hell?
Come on, tell us.
Shit podcast.
We're all
topic.
really interested. Don't care.
What did you do
Sorry.
straight out of college, Dan? You'll pet it. Did you go straight to 360?
Yeah.
Straight into it?
Yeah, so I got a job as like an apprentice, basically,
Mm.
which was on like 3 days a week, but I ended up working there like 5 days a week just because I enjoyed it. And then, yeah, just kind of did stuff.
Nice.
Define stuff.
Design, videography, editing, like the whole
Shebang.
the whole stuff that we do now, the whole everything that we do now. When I left college, just started doing that. But I was already doing like photography and design on the side
Yeah.
for like years. But then when I went there, I properly learned how to do it, being taught by people who had been in the industry for like years.
Yeah.
What made you want to get into design before 360?
Good question.
I don't know. It wasn't even like I didn't even take art at school. I didn't take any. I took graphic. I did a graphic design GCSE or whatever,
Yeah.
and then I think I was always just like always interested in photography, and I like the idea of making magazines. I've always loved magazines and like book, not necessarily like reading books, but more like the visual books of like what do you call them?
Comics?
No, not really comics.
I know what
Like-
you mean. Like the ones we have upstairs in the
Yeah, like
office.
Planet Earth, like they do like hardbound books and
Mm.
stuff, which are really, really
Magazines?
great photography. Yeah, it's like a hard version of a magazine. Yeah, just from there on, I just loved it.
And then you started designing them.
Yeah, and then I just started like designing them for myself, like and printing them at home,
That's cool.
and then like stapling them and making like magazines and stuff.
Did you
just
make-
with my photography and with some words that I had written.
Did you make them for anyone?
No,
No client work, it was just...
no, not really. I did a few stuff. I did a few bits with Matt Greenwood when he was doing his Eclipse music. He ran like music events, like under 18,
Oh, cool.
weren't they? Under 18 events. I used to do all the flyers and everything else for him,
Nice.
but that was it. It was just like small time design work.
That's
And
cool.
then the funny thing is as well, I was designing everything in Photoshop, which I'd pirated from the internet. Like, you know, I had a hack version, so I was doing it in that. Never really doing it how you should, because you should be doing it in InDesign or Illustrator.
Yeah.
So I was always doing it the wrong way. But yeah, I kind of learned how to put
It's-
stuff together.
It's fun like that though, like because you weren't really doing it for any clients as such. You didn't really have the pressure of it.
No, and it was just like exploring the whole subject of it, really.
Yeah.
And then with the editing as well, I would go out with my friend. I think it's when I got my first camera, which is the 1100D. We used to just
Nice.
go out
What
and
friend?
my friend James. This is before Ben.
Never spoke about him before.
This is BB. Yeah, we used to just go out on our fixies, and I used to just film everything and then edit it in Sony Vegas Pro.
Damn.
Sony Vegas.
Is Sony Vegas even still around?
Don't think so.
Damn.
That was hacked as
Do
well.
you remember the moment that you realised you wanted to work in media? Or design or something creative like what you did?
I remember the moment when my old boss at 360 like asked me if I wanted to go and do a few days with him, because I used to text him all the time like, oh, if you've got a shoot, can I come and like help out and just like move stuff or lift stuff and
Yeah.
you know, just be there on the shoot days and like, or come into the office. I just want to come in and like see how it all works. And I was always so keen, but they were quite a small team and they were in quite a small office, so there wasn't enough room for another person really. But they were like, no, we're moving in 6 months, so when we do that, you can come in and just like not hang out, but like be there and like be around it all. And then I just was going in for a couple of days, and then they offered me the apprenticeship, and and then I was just like loving it.
What age did you start going out with your friend and your fixie and just like filming and taking photos of stuff?
I don't know. It's probably like
Was it a romantic relationship?
sometimes. It's probably just college, like in college days.
Nice.
Got my first GoPro as well. That's a pretty big deal.
That's cool.
I had like an old head torch, and I took the head torch off it and then put the GoPro onto the head torch mount, and I had it as a head mount
Nice.
before head mounts were around.
That's cool.
Pretty cool.
How long were you at 360 for?
Revolutionary. 3.5 years.
Learn a lot?
Yeah, I learned a lot. A lot of I think important stuff that you need to know when it comes to design about like the technical stuff. This isn't, the technical features are bits maybe that you do learn in university, but then there's also that client side, like being able to work with real clients and real work in the real world. That's not something you get at uni,
No.
I'm assuming, because it's more portfolio based and you're building up your ideas. But when you've got a client at the end of the phone asking you to do something their way, you've got to try and keep them happy, but also do the design work that looks really good.
Yeah.
It's quite important, isn't it?
The flair you had as a young'un in the creative world, you look for that in other people.
Yeah, I think
as an employer.
Yeah, 100%. Nothing annoys me more than when people want to get a job in the industry and they just like half-arse it. Like they just want to send over the bare minimum, or just expect to get a job because they know us and something like that. Like if you want to get a job with us or maybe with other people, then you should just try and prove your worth. Like send a portfolio, write a cover letter, like stand out from the rest. Otherwise you're not going to get it. And I think that's why we got Joss, really, is because Joss came to us before we even started recruiting, saying that he was keen to work for us.
What makes you stand out as a creative in a very creative world?
It's hard now.
To me.
There's only so many different fonts out there, so many different colours, so many different ways to use these in different orders.
Yeah. I just don't know, mate. I think it's... I don't... That's the thing. You can't even say, like, being current. That's not really a thing.
Yeah, what does that even mean?
Because, like, what's current today will be, like, out of date tomorrow. It always changes. Who knows, Ben? What sticks out to you in the creative world?
Someone who's just really brave.
Brave and bold.
Just something that, just a bit more, I wouldn't have thought of doing that, or I haven't seen that before. I think that's interesting. Because you can teach people what is quote-unquote current by just giving them an up-to-date magazine or showing them like a new website. And they're like, oh, okay. Because I remember the phase came in like 2 or 3 years ago where everything went from being like centered to being like first and second, third. Do you remember that?
Okay.
And that just became a bit more cool, that look. And like having like boxes, like random different colored squares over like text and stuff. So instead of stuff like matching up perfectly, it was all more like, like that. And that just became the new fashion. And like it's just funny to see how the design changes over the years. And now we've gone back to a bit more of a contemporary look, like modern logos with like really attractive fonts. And
it's
very text based, isn't it?
Definitely with logos and typography and visual styles. We all good, Joss? Nice. There was that time when it was all quite like you think about, even with like the Google and Facebook logos and everything like that, they're all quite bubbly.
Yeah.
Whereas now they're all simple, like single color, very sharp. It always changes.
Where do you see us this time next year?
Hopefully 2 people less. Where do I see each other? Ideal or surreal? Surreal year's time, I would like to be in a stage where we have more than 4 employees. We've knocked the back wall through upstairs and extended the office quite substantially, or we have to move. But it would be a shame to move because we've got such a good thing here.
Yeah.
And be doing some pretty cool work. I'd like to be doing more studio work and like really pushing the boundaries of stuff that we haven't done before. I'd like to be doing some bigger budget documentaries, maybe even a feature documentary, like a 45-minute film.
That'd be insane.
I'd like to do something like in Africa, like that Zimbabwe gig that came in, but I'd like it to come to fruition. I'd like to sell the Defender and get a electric 4x4.
That's never going to happen.
That'd be a shame, wouldn't it?
I don't know, Joss. I think I just want to be I want to be constantly growing, but I'm not impatient about how fast that is.
That's good.
Because I think you can grow too fast and
oh my god, yeah,
put yourself in a really bad position. Like if you grow too fast with one client, that client has to have like one bad couple of months, and like your whole business strategy is down 80%.
Exactly.
It's just not a safe place to be in.
No, exactly.
So I don't know. I think we're very strong. We're strong enough that we can pivot. But in terms of where I want to be, just more kit, be better at stuff, have higher production value, have more value for clients, solve more of the issues that are in the video production world for clients. And like, I think it would just be nice. I think what would be really cool is in a year's time to really, everyone in the company and myself included, to really understand better what our purpose is and what the vision is for the company. Because at the moment we're just solving an issue of like how companies can tell their stories and promote themselves through video or photography or design or some other sort of media. But I think it'd be cooler to really start doubling down on that purpose and seeing what that takes us.
Yeah.
Because that's our selling point at the end of the day, is the solution we provide.
Yeah.
Because we're not going to be cool forever.
Shame, isn't it?
Yeah, we will.
Oh.
We're not going to be the young cool guys forever.
Well, I don't know if you can. I don't know if is youth and coolness exclusive.
No.
True.
You know, I don't know if that's. You do get people who are older, but I think some brands are. I mean, 10 years time when we're in our 30s and late 30s, and there's a new kids on the block who have started a company in like, I don't know, like mirrorless Volume 2 cameras or whatever the thing's going to be in that time. They're going to have something that we're not, because their chances are they're going to be a bit hungrier. They're going to be a bit more, oh, I wonder what the world entails. What can I do with this? Like we are now.
Mm-hmm.
We're not always going to have that. And I think knowing that is a good strength.
But you got the experience over them.
You do. And don't get me wrong, there's things that older companies have over us with the experience and the client relationships they've built over like 10, 15 years compared to our 2 to 3 to 4. But you can't hold on to the values that are I guess, helping you succeed now than the ones that will in 10 years. Like those things are going to change. But I think the thing that will always stay the same is the purpose, what you're providing to the business, what you're providing to the other companies while they're hiring you. If you have that concrete, I don't think you'll ever lose.
Dan, where do you see us in a year's time?
That's a nice snippet, that.
That's good, mate. I second what Ben said. All of that. Quite.
Nice.
So good.
Thank you.
Well done, mate.
Thank
Ben
you.
down.
Proud of you for that, mate.
Kiss me. Do you think we can have a serious moment ever? Just like it just
When we look each other in the
gets
eyes?
to the point.
No.
We just hit the pinnacle, don't we? We have to like ruin it or something, or make it better.
Was there a time when we said we're not going to be horrible to each other anymore?
Yeah.
What happened?
We
to
said we'd
that?
be nice to each other for a week, and I think it just got too weird.
Yeah.
Like, I think I came in and you were like, I really like what you're wearing today. And then we both looked at each other for like in silence. Like, this is weird. Because you meant it.
Yeah. Oh, mate.
You fat prick.
Jesus, mate.
Sorry. Had to get it out.
Well,
Josh is like the guy that keeps us going now, isn't he? He's
I
just
know.
like
well,
chucking in
I'm
new
feeling
content.
really flat today.
neither of you brought any
I am
topics.
I'm sorry,
I'm
Josh.
like horribly flat.
I'm also feeling flat from the cycle.
Well, I've got loads of energy.
Just keep hitting us with topics, Josh.
Yeah, Josh.
Okay.
Bring 'em in.
Me and Dan will just start relaxing more into this podcast session.
It's like therapy.
We have obviously advertised for the 4th Ottr
Mhm.
recently. You obviously mentioned a project manager of some sort, maybe in a year's time.
Yeah.
What do you think, realistically, would be the 5th Ottr? What would their position be? Were you thinking like editor?
I think I think first and foremost it would depend on what jobs came in.
Yeah,
we,
of course.
We might have something come in where we're going to need like a full-time director of photography or a full-time X, Y, and Z. I don't know, or a full-time like CGI. You know, really depends what the hell comes in.
Yeah.
But if stuff was just to grow within our own bounds currently, which I hope they don't, I would guess it would be another editor or something
Like a full-time editor just in the office, or
or-
someone for shoots as well.
Possibly a junior designer.
That could be cool.
Yeah, let's have
Because-
two full-time
Yeah, because
designers.
I think that's the thing as well, is that we've kind of made that move into taking on more design work
Yeah.
recently, just because we've not even really had to market it. It's just kind of coming up. People are approaching us for that.
Mm-hmm.
So if the design department gets busier, then we're going to need more support there. And I think that's a possibility. And it also means that we can bring in someone else like you who's just focused on design. Another young person who's really keen for it, and they can just learn the ropes through a senior designer who's really experienced and knows their stuff.
Yeah.
And that means we can take on way more work.
There's enough design work out there, isn't there?
Yeah.
Mm.
It's just a weird one because we've never, design's never been our primary source. It's always been video. So it's
You've never been a design company as such.
We've
really,
always
have you?
just been a creative. I think we've always kind of based ourselves as a creative agency, but focusing in video.
Yeah.
But there's nothing saying that we can't just focus. Add another string to our bow and say, yeah,
of course.
we're open to do more design.
Yeah. It'd be cool to get more design work in. We've had jobs in the
Yeah.
past. Like some of our biggest jobs we've ever had have been design.
Yeah.
That have just been upsold through videography and photography, and it's been nice that we could have that because it's just meant the business has been so much stronger financially. But design is something that is always going to be important, and like it's just another thing that works so well with video and photography.
Yeah.
Like those three just stand alone so well. They all mix really well.
And to have, I guess, like a designer's eye look at even a video, they could be like, "Oh, why don't you try this?"
Yeah.
For the video, that could really make a video, couldn't it?
That's one of your biggest strengths is the color and the stuff you see.
Yeah.
Like your talent really shines through on your photography, I think, because of how well you can. I think there's a layer of good photography is being able to take a good photo, but the next level up for that is being able to grade that photo really well.
Yeah,
and
it's the
you're
next
very good at that. That's what sets you apart from a lot of photographers, I think, because you have the different style. There's a lot of photographers out there who can take a really good photo, and there's a lot of photographers who can edit said photo the same way every time to the same style, like really control blacks and that Sony look. But yours is very fast across the board that you've done, and I don't think that's. I almost don't think that's teachable. You either have that or you don't.
Yeah. Agreed. Yeah, I think so. I think it's something I've always proper loved doing though. I've always loved the editing stage, editing, color grading.
Yeah.
That whole suite has always been my kind of favorite part. I think it's almost the first thing I do when I get to editing video footage is I put a clip in, and I think I grade that clip, and then from the start of that first little clip that I go and put in, if I get a nice little color grade on it, it puts me in the greatest mood for the rest of the video. And I just use that color over multiple clips. I don't know. I couldn't really edit, I don't think, without putting a color grade on the first clip.
Is that what you always do?
Yeah, it's a weird
That's funny.
It's probably a really weird way of doing it.
No.
But chances are I'm probably going to change that color grade by the end of the video.
But as soon as
I know that I'm already in a good space when I started it, because it's something that makes the video footage look even better.
Yeah.
You kind of just, in a way, you'll jump into that end product whilst still being at the start, aren't you?
Yeah.
It's like, oh, this is what it's going to look like. This is going to look sick. The whole
Get
way
my
through.
dopamine hit
Yeah.
early on.
That's
Yeah.
something that's quite exciting about video though, is when you're on shoot and you see like a really fucking good shot, and then you think, oh, it's not even been graded yet.
Yeah,
like
it's
it's going to
gonna
look
look
so
way
much
better,
better than this
yeah.
already.
Yeah.
Like that's quite an exciting thing.
Yeah.
Same in photography. You take a good photo and you think, oh mate, can't wait to get the blues up in this. It's like,
Yeah.
oh daddy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fun.
Big up the editing.
Big fun times.
I'm not a massive saturation fan though. I don't oversaturate too much.
Nah.
Just keep it clean.
Always keep it clean.
It's just a bit more real, isn't it? Bit more realism.
Very nice.
Yes.
What do you think you'll do any projects for fun anytime soon? Obviously, I guess your main focus is always client works and
Did that CrossFit one, didn't you?
Yeah.
Ottr
I
stuff,
try
yeah.
and take on little jobs at the weekend, which are pro bono, just a bit of fun that gets you out of the. If we're doing a lot of corporate work, or I'm not filming as much or not editing as much, it's nice to get out and just do a little bit of fun filming, which isn't pressured by clients or money or anything like that. You can just do whatever you want. Did that with CrossFit. That was pretty cool. Nice little fast edit.
Yeah.
They used to be I like bread and butter, that stuff, didn't it?
Yeah.
Those fast social edits.
Yeah. So yeah, I think that's just about it. I think we're lucky that the majority of the work that we actually do is actually quite fun, and I would like to do it myself. Like the sport documentaries we're doing is exactly what I would love to do anyway. And it's funny because Ben and I were chatting at the start of the year when we just started moving into the office, and we had my notepad down, and we were writing on objectives that we want to achieve this year. And one of the objectives was to create a film every quarter about a person or a sports person. And we also, it almost felt like we manifested that into reality, because we're actually doing it for money, which is
And getting paid for it.
which is really weird. It's a really weird thing that happened. That
we would have probably this project we had said we would do was something like in the same sort of parameters of what this project is. We said we were going to approach said client and do it for free, in December.
There
And
you
then
go.
lo and behold, before we even approached them, they said, "Oh, we've got this project. Can you quote for it?" And we're like, "Sure." And it wasn't until you
Yes.
saw the notebook we thought, "Oh my god, we just literally
Yeah.
pulled that out of thin air,
Yeah.
and we got paid for it."
Yeah, it's mad.
That is mad.
There's a lot of things though. I think you can almost speak into existence.
Hmm.
Like I know a lot of people try and you either really for law of attraction or really against it, because there's no like, oh, if I keep thinking I'm gonna meet the love of my life or win £1 million, it's gonna happen. There's other things around that you have to do. Like you have to still work and work towards it. But by
Right.
speaking it into existence, you're almost naturally setting it as a target, or you're magnetizing yourself towards it. Like the Defender, that we kind of like always loved the Defender, because there's another company called Brother Film Co. had one, and we've just always looked at that for, oh man, that's such a cool toy. Probably like photographers look at like a Canon 1DX or something similar and thought, man, I'd love to have that one day.
Yeah.
And we always thought that about the Defender. We didn't look at their like camera gear or anything like that,
No.
which is what we probably should have done
Yeah, yeah.
and magnetized towards it. It was the Defender. And then lo and behold, we were very frugal with our salaries in the first year, and we thought, oh, okay, we could actually probably afford something right now. Was it the best business decision? Financially, no. Do I regret it? No, because it's part of the image now. Like it's
I
now,
was going to say it's an image decision.
it's part of the brand. The amount of people that just see the truck and think those guys are either videographers or arms dealers, because it gives off two very different impressions.
We drag out the trolley and the massive bags.
I'm confident in thinking that if we remove the branding from that, we'd get pulled over way more.
You reckon?
Yeah.
100%.
Well, we got pulled over within the first like week of having it.
Second day.
Second day of having it, and I was driving and I shat myself. I've never been pulled over before, and it was because the plate that was on the car originally wasn't ours. It was for the car, but they had made it a bit weird on the back. They had like spelt out a letter basically on the back, and the police pulled me over for it. I was pretty scared that day.
Damn.
I didn't know what to do. I was like, what the hell do I do? Where do I go?
You were very nervous.
Yeah.
So was that before you got all the branding and everything on it? So it was.
Yeah. So it was just.
I don't
black.
think the windows were even tinted,
No.
were they? It was
just a blacked out Defender.
just a big. We were just going for drives in it, because it was like
Yeah.
boys and their toys. Like I think.
Do you want to go for a drive?
Yeah, I think the night we got it, we just drove around town, and
Yeah.
like we went to Asda, and I took a photo of you on the roof
Yeah.
and stuff.
That was good. That was I agree. I think it's like a really cool thing that we've got there.
Mm.
It's a good.
Do you think there's been anything else that we've kind of spoken to existence? When I look back at stuff, like we work above a bar, and we've always loved everything like Hot Kettle and The Optimist have done.
Mhm.
And like the fact that this came about was like at the perfect time, the perfect place, the perfect size.
True.
With people
Mm.
that we liked. Like there's no one in this building that we don't like apart from Joss. And
Understandable.
everything's worked out. And then like I especially was really worried about the first employee we bring on being like, oh man, like you can get that so wrong, and then it can be so expensive to like, sorry, I've got to let you go. We've got loads of work on. Got to hire someone else in the meantime to pick up the workload. But we just got it right with Joss,
Mhm.
and that was lucky.
Jobs again, though. I think we were doing the take-a-minute videos, which are small-minute videos, documentary style. Maybe little things like that probably get us jobs as well. And that's something I think a lot of people can learn by, is by doing stuff you love doing, you might end up, or you should end up, accumulating more of that work. So we did all the take-a-minute videos, which are small documentaries on people.
Yeah.
We were then able to use that, that passion project that we did for, no money. We just did it because we loved it. We were then able to use that as an example to the next client. Oh yeah, this is something we do. We really think this would work. And they loved it, and then they used it as like, a
Yeah.
concept for their products.
Mm.
So I think it's about, just fulfilling what you want to do. Like if you've got the time, then do it.
Yeah, for sure.
What do you want to do?
In life.
Yeah.
Just
Take a step back from art for the moment, and take a step back from business.
Mm.
And like, by the time you're 60, what do you want to have achieved? And don't just say, I want to raise 2 kids.
I would like an electric car. No, I would like to just live near the beach, I think. That'd be
Yeah,
pretty
me
cool.
too, man.
That'd be sick.
Near the surf?
I'm a Pisces, man.
You want to be by the waves?
Yeah, I'd just be in the sea. I'd probably just go swimming.
Do you think you'll always be in the UK?
Yeah, I like the sun, but it's a bit too much sometimes. I like the UK because it's hot these days, cold the next. I love being down at the coast when it's like really windy and really wet and choppy, and the waves are huge and stuff. Something quite nice about that.
Yeah.
So I appreciate that side. Maybe somewhere like Costa Rica. Fuck it, let's just go Costa Rica. Costa Rica,
Cold, windy beach to fuck it. Let's go Costa Rica.
I think Costa Rica looks pretty cool.
I've seen so much hype around at the moment. Like
Yeah.
a lot of people in the cryptocurrency space have all
Really?
have all moved there because it's dirt cheap and it's like paradise.
Yeah.
They're paying like $300 a month for like this like seaside like log cabin like on the beach.
Mm.
And they walk out and they've got like a hammock and there's the beach there and it's like they pay like €300 a month.
I've seen a lot of people like post lockdown when you can obviously now go abroad. A lot of people have gone to Costa Rica that I know anyway. It's just a random location, I think.
How far is that? Is that South America? You ever been there?
No.
I'd love to go. We should go.
They've got
Okay.
like a lot of wildlife there.
Do they?
Big birds and stuff.
Let's go.
What free items from the Ottr arsenal would you take?
To Costa Rica. 50 mil. 60. Oh yeah. I guess it's like
You can
either
have the
two lenses
no,
and two
you
cameras.
can
on.
have the camera and lens as one.
The Mavic's got to be one of them, surely.
Yeah, surely.
Yeah, I didn't think
Over
about that.
Costa Rica.
Fuck. Yeah, I guess it's gonna be Mavic, 6D, 50 mil,
Defender.
C200, 24 105.
Me and John, I was just going to say Defender
On the beach.
drone,
Defender would
camera.
be pretty cool.
Imagine that. We need to take it on a beach. Like go down
Have
to.
we done that before?
When we went to Thorn Island, I
Oh,
drove
yeah.
it down on the beach. That was pretty cool.
Tell you what we should do. Here we
Go
go.
on.
Here we go.
We should get the Ottr sticker for the roof of the Defender,
Mm-hmm.
and then
I would love to get that.
like send the drone up and just get like a really long beach and just like nail it all the way down the
Hammer it on
beach. Get the drone up.
Spray some sand up.
There is the beach in
Yeah.
Wales, I think you can do that on. You can drive on.
There you go. What are you doing this weekend?
Weymouth.
Is it Weymouth?
It might be Weymouth. That's not Wales, but I think you can do Weymouth as well.
It'd be cool in the snow as well because it's a you just got this black square going through the snow and then the logo.
The white, the white
Yeah.
logo.
I'll get that booked in with Ollie.
Nice.
Or a Signs, best car wrapping place in town.
Yeah.
Signage company.
That's an Irish company.
Did we do an intro?
Yeah.
Okay. I guess we can sign off here then.
I guess so. It's been a good one.
Thanks for listening to the podcast this
Thanks,
week.
everyone. Sorry for not bringing positive energy. I'm just a bit tired from yesterday's bike ride.
Flat Stanley. Do you ever read Flat Stanley as a kid?
Who?
Flat Stanley.
No.
He was a really like paper thin kid and he could slide under doors.
Was that a game or something?
No, it was a book.
A book?
Yeah. Do you know what a book is, Dan?
Picture books?
Yeah.
You patronising piece of shit. Is that it? Done? Are we done now? Can I go home now?
Yeah, you can go home.
Sack this shit.
Thanks for coming.
Thanks for having me.
Bye.